Good morning, everyone. My name is Louise Golden from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Hope everybody is okay. We have the lovely Jane Telford in the room for you. If you have any questions, she'll be there to help you. It's been a bit of a weird morning this morning. It was pouring down with rain, which is a bit of a shock after we've had a lovely, nice week of sun. It really is. I thought, oh gosh, this morning, pouring down with rain, I went out into the garden, and yeah, it's messy, but yeah, it's got a lot to do this weekend, that's for sure. Over the Easter break in the garden, got a little bit of gardening to do. I can see everybody's coming into the room. The sound is all good. Thank you very much, Jane. So wasn't that a good show yesterday afternoon? Well, both shows actually. I watched Barbara in the morning, doing that bouquet in the vase. I really enjoyed that. And then in the afternoon, brand new launch of that lovely tool caddy. Real game changer actually, especially for example when we're doing tool focus later on this afternoon. I have some tools and they're always rolling around on the desk. So this was a real game changer for me. I thought it's a really good idea to have a little tool holder. So yesterday I bought one, and this morning I found it on my desk. So I was very happy. And I know I've seen the packing department, they are shipping them out today for everyone. So everybody should get theirs in the next couple of days. But I thought I'd just do a little unboxing while we're waiting for our lovely friends to turn up and before we start into the grid work. So I just wanted to do it on camera because I was really excited to do this and I haven't had time yet to have a look. So it comes in a really lovely little, it's got a little slip on it, which is really nice. And then if I open up the box, really nicely wrapped inside as well. It's got some really lovely tissue paper. Let me just show you quickly. Anyway, this one. There we go. Some lovely tissue paper. I don't know about everybody else, but I must admit I love unboxing things. So yeah, got some lovely tissue paper, and there it is. Ta-da! I'm trying to put that to one side. I'll use that tissue paper in some crafting. It's really lovely, actually. I don't know if anybody's seen it up close. You might not be able to see it because of the black mat, but I remember it's one of our plates. It's really pretty. Hold on, let me see if I can get in a bit closer. Might see the pattern then. There you go. It's one of our Groovi plates. I love that pattern in the background. I really do. Okay, so yeah, so that's my caddy. I've got it here. So yeah, so I was really really happy about that. So now this afternoon, I've got for our tool focus, I'm going to put all my little tools in here. So I thought I thought I'd start off with that because I got really excited about that this morning. So yeah, so I've got all my 6 tools that we're using in that tool focus. So I put that in there. There we go. And they all stand up nicely. And then my little 1 needle tool that I'll be using today is going in there as well. I can even fit my little Groovi tool in there, just like that. Doesn't go all the way down, but it still fits, see? So yes, I was really happy about that. And what else have I got here? Oh yeah, some blending pens. I'll put them in there for when I do some colouring. So that's me sorted for the day. Looks very pretty, doesn't it? I like that. Yes, good idea, Jane. Yeah, you can stamp on that tissue paper as well. And you get quite a little bit of it as well. Got some plans for that. Oh, and it's double layered as well. So yeah. So that was my excitement this morning, having a look and seeing my order on my desk. That was really nice. I enjoyed that. So there's my little tool caddy. I like that. So what I thought we'd do today, as everybody is coming in now, we're focusing on that floral tiles design that came out a few weeks ago, the A4 plate. So I'll show those quickly just in case you're new and you haven't seen them yet. So let me just go onto the overhead camera. So we have this one first. We're using this one today, this design here on the card. So that's 42464, in case you haven't bought them yet and you really like the look of them. They're very versatile. And then I've got this other one, which is 42463. So we used a little bit of this on the design that we're working on, just here. So yeah, I used a little bit of that as well. So those are the two plates, which they are really lovely. I've used quite a few designs in this over the last couple of weeks, just having a little play and everything. So we've got those. So today, what I think we'll focus on is the grid work. So if I come in a little bit more, there we go, let's get right up close. Oh, hello. That was very close. There we go. So now you can see the beautiful grid work here. So I've used a pattern, I'm going to show you in a minute in Linda's book. I've used a pattern and it's the same pattern with the embossing dots, and then to the side here, these two sides here are perforating first. So you can see the 4 perforating holes and then the one in each corner. And now that's the same here as well. I've used a bold grid, but you can use the fine if you would like to use the fine. So exactly the same, but just one is perforated first and one is embossed first. So I thought that was a good thing to start off with today. And if you have a look here, last week I just created 2 boxes, which I thought we'd start first and create a little template, because sometimes to do the main piece, it's good to do a template just first. And if you do one maybe a little bit bigger than your artwork in here, you can, once you've got it right, you can, if you ever make a mistake, you can put a little red circle around the mistake with a red pen, and then that tells you that you've made a mistake there, so don't perforate in that hole. So that is if you make a mistake, but you can use this template and then cut it out, just normal scissors, and then place it over your work if it's slightly larger than the piece of work you're doing, and then just perforate, and then it's easy. So I thought we'd start doing the template first, and then we can transfer onto the main piece of artwork. So if I show you, to do the grid work, I've just used a straight bold. So you have choices. So here's the book, which I'll show you which pattern we're going to be doing in a minute. But I thought those are the A5 grids. This one's the one I've used, the 40202. And that's the bold diagonal, that's the bold straight. And then you have the same in the mini ones. So if you wanted just a small little grid just to try, then these are the codes for the small ones. So the small straight is 41066 and the diagonal is 41065. Those are the little mini ones which you can put in your inset into your starter kit. So they're cute little mini ones in case you didn't want to focus too much on grid work and you don't want the bigger plates. But these are the A5 square ones. So you've got the straight, which is 40202, and then the diagonal, which is 40201. So I just thought I'd mention those just in case you wanted to try some of the grid work. Then those are the plates that you would need, really. So this is the guide to grid work. This is Linda's first book to do with grid work. She has done 2 handbooks already and a little mini guide, which a handy tool guide, which we're focusing on this afternoon. So it's really got a lot of information in it, but we are focusing today on this pattern up here. So I'm just going to come in a little bit so you can see. Here we go. Just going to focus in. There we are. So this is the main part of the grid. So we're doing four little, like a normal square, and then you go diagonally with the little dot either side there. So this is what we're focusing on. This one is perforating first, and then we're going to do exactly the same design, but just embossing first. And then with the perforating one, we're going to do a little bit of white work in the middle square, and then we're going to add in a little embossing, which we can do after. So we're going to focus on that first. So that's a really good grid workbook. It's got lots of different types of grids, both straight and diagonal. So it's really good to get. So I'm going to, when you're working on it, if you have a pattern in front of you, always lay it out in front of you just so that you can see. If you have the idea of how it's going to be formed, then you're fine. But lay it out in front, and then always do a template if you have time. It's better to do a template because sometimes when you go straight into your work, you can make so many mistakes, and it would have been quicker if you'd just done a template and then placed it over. Oh, sorry, Richard, that is pattern number 3. So we're doing the 3A, then it's going to go into pattern 4 and 4A. So it's going to look like the end result on one of them is going to be 4A. So let me bring in my plate mate and my insert. I'm going to use the little one because I'm only doing a little template for now. So if I bring in everything, so let's go onto camera, overhead camera. There we go. So let me bring it out just while I place everything. So I'm going to just place my grid work so it's nice and straight all the way along, and then I'm just going to use my Groovi tabs to stick down. So we'll do the perforating one first, seeing as that is the pattern that is in Linda's book first, and then we can do the embossing. I'm just laying it out straight. Okay. There we go. So also a good idea is to put your sticker tab over the plate and the plate mate so it doesn't move while you're using your grid. So I'm going to bring it in closer now for everybody to see what I'm up to. There we go. So I'm going to come in with my one needle, which I've just brought out of my lovely tool caddy. The small things that make me happy. Here we go. So you can start anywhere and then you can work out from there. So say, for example, let's start in the middle. So we're going to create just our normal little 4 dots there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like a little box. And then we're going to go out diagonally. So from this hole, we're going to go diagonally. So then you have this design. So you've got your 4 dots here, and then you come out diagonally on each one. Okay. And we're using the 1 needle bold. So then from this dot here, you would come diagonally again to create that box. So again, you've come out diagonally there, and you're going to come out diagonally again with your box. There we go. So then we're going to come out diagonally again and create that box. And diagonally again to form that box. So it's starting to come out a little bit. So then you can create your 4 dots diagonally from this box. So there we go. And then you bring in your 4 dots around your box. So it's starting to take shape. So you created your perforating holes there, and your perforating holes on each corner there. So that looks nice in itself, and you could create a border using this. That would look really nice as well. Just a little border going along. There we go. So now from these 4 dots, we can then come out diagonally. So you've got here, you can see, because you've come diagonally down here and diagonally here, this is where your box is going to be. There we go. And again, diagonally from, following it down to create that box. There we go. And following it diagonally to create that box. So you're just working your way out to create the boxes again. Once you're focused on the boxes, then you focus on the diagonal dots. There we go. So working our way out from this box. Created our 4 dots around there. It's very therapeutic, I must admit. So creating our dots around our box. And once you get into a bit of a rhythm, it will just work its way out. So there's our, you can see our box take shape there. Then our 4 dots either side there. You can see our boxes are taking shape. There we go. So where shall I go next? Let's go up here. There we go. And then creating a little box there. We've got 4 dots either side. We're just working our way out now. There you go. Work our way up there. There we go. So it's starting to spread out a little bit. And the good thing is it's you can do this with the embossing dots and the perforating dots then. And then you have a pattern which you can, perfect size to put in, like we were speaking about a couple of weeks ago, perfect size to put in your little PTC album if you wanted to keep little templates like this. Cut them out and then you can stick them into the little Clarity Mini Make folders that everybody's been going crazy about. They're really useful. We should be getting some soon in different colours. I need to get one. There we go. So we're just working our way out. And then we can do it with the, it would be exactly the same pattern with the embossing dots. So yeah, it was a really good show yesterday. I learned a lot. And also, Barbara's landscape workshop came out as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to join that one because I do love stamping, but sometimes it's finding time with the parchment and everything to do stamping, because I do enjoy it. But sometimes it's nice to watch stamping. But yeah, it's I like the landscapes, and Barbara's just so good at creating all the different techniques on how to create landscapes. It just looks brilliant. So yeah, that's available on the website now. So yeah, if anybody fancies doing a little bit of stamping and stuff, to check that out, because that's going to be really fun. There we go. So I think I'm finished. There we go. So we have one finished perforating design there. So let me just check. Yeah, I think I've done that one. So now, as we can see, let me bring in let me just put my Groovi tabs on the side. There we go. Come on. Oh, hello. There we go. So let me just bring in the pattern that we're doing. So we're up to this part now. So we've created this little bit. So I thought what we'll do next is we'll just do a little bit of white work in the little squares, and then we'll follow this one along, and we'll go there, and then we'll get to that stage. So that's what we're focusing on next. So if I just bring in let's take those away for a minute. I'm just going to turn my mat onto the soft side, squidgy side. And so now we're going to turn it over so you can see this template. So last week I had already used a tumble dryer sheet on this, so it should already be okay. So we're just creating a little bit of white work in our boxes. I'll do a couple and then I'll show you what it looks like. Where is it? There we are. So it's coming together now. Oh yes, the purple folder. Yeah, I like purple. Those little folders were brilliant, and they sold really, really well. I think everybody wanted to. I think I'd use mine for different things. It's like I think I'd use one for my PTCs, and then I use one to create these little templates. I think that's good. If I have a little bit of time, just create templates each evening, and then I can just put them in my little folder and go back to them when I need them, because they are really useful. But once you've created this main bit of art, I mean, create this perforating part to begin with, and then try all sorts of different embossing in them, and you can create so many designs just from this one design. There's so many different ways that you can emboss and play with these. I mean, you can see them all over the internet, and all of our lovely design team create such lovely grid work designs, but you can be really inventive with them. Yeah, so just go creating that little embossed part there. There we go. Has it been raining where everybody else is? It's pouring down with rain this morning. First time I've had to wear a coat in a while. I was quite enjoying the nice spring weather. Well, I'm sure we've still got lots more to come. Fingers crossed. There we go. So we've got a lovely little bit of white work in the little boxes, in the squares. Yes, that's a good point actually, Jane. Yeah, the PTC little plates fit in the. You can keep those with your PTCs as well, the little plates and everything, so they don't get lost. There we go. So now we've done that part, we're going to focus on pattern 4, which if I bring it in, we go. So we're going to turn it around and then emboss within the design. So let's do that bit. I'm going to bring in my little grid again. I'll turn this onto the hard side again. There we go. There we are. So let's get my grid in place again. So we're going to line it back up again. Okay, I think that's all lined up. So again, use the Groovi sticker tab and lay it over the grid and everything so it doesn't move. Always helpful. Then we're going to bring in my little thing. So now you can see, because I've lined it up, oh, let me bring it in a bit closer. Oh no, maybe that's it. Never mind. There we go. So now I've lined it up. Right in the middle, I can see a 4. So you have the 2 up here, 2 up here, 2 up here, and 2 down there. But in the middle, you can see 4 dots. And we're just creating those 4 dots in the middle there. And then we'll just continue the pattern all the way through. Then you see a really lovely intricate design appearing. And then there we go. So we've got our little 4 dots. Just continue that all the way through the design. Yeah, so in your little mini makes folders, you can put your PTC plates, your PTC plate designs from your lovely PTC partners, and then you could have a different folder for some templates for grid work, which is exactly what I'm going to start doing. Keep on meaning to. There's always so many other things to do. I'm going to start creating my whitework projects for the whitework course soon, so that's going to be fun. So everybody knows what I will be doing this Easter. Starting my whitework projects. So yeah, I'll be beavering away my little parchment cave, creating lots of stages of whitework like I did in the foundation course. Yeah, that was fun. I have really been enjoying the 1, 2, 3 foundation course. I really have, and tomorrow's the last one. And yeah, can't believe it's nearly all over. But I mean, if you the good thing is with the 1, 2, 3 courses, you'll be able to watch it over and over again. But yeah, it's the last time, the last one tomorrow. So there we go. So, oh, hold on. That's going to annoy me. Let me bring it back in a minute. I've got to just do these bits. That's going to really annoy me if I don't do that. Even though it's only 2 dots, but it looks really empty over that side. So don't do that. There we go. So we have done the little embossing bit there. Here we go. So we've got that design now. So now we've got that part. So we've done this little bit here, created that. So yeah, so that is the design, the overall design there. So we've done a little bit, so that's showing you just with the basic pattern there, and then that's showing you with the little bit of white work in the box as well. So you could then, if you wanted to, let me show you different ways. So that is the basic pattern. What I have done, which you don't have to, I did the little cross. So I'll just do 1, 2 lines here to show you. I think it looks really pretty, a nice little cross stitch design. It really is up to you what you prefer. You could keep it like the pattern that we've just done, or you can add that little bit of detail as well. Because what I've done in the other section, I haven't done the little boxes, I don't think. There we go. So that's the difference. So you've got those ones without the detail, without the little crosses, and then what I've done with this one is I've just done the little crosses, so it looks a bit like a cross stitch detail. I thought that looks really pretty, but you can do it, you can keep it like this, which looks really lovely anyway, or you can add a little bit more detail and add it like that. So it's up to you what you would like to do. But let me show you the other way now. And then once I've showed you how to do both of them, you'll be able to add them to your work if you are doing this project from scratch. So let me come out a little bit. There we go. So let's get that all in place. Got our Groovi sticker tabs. So with this one, instead of perforating first, we're going to do exactly the same pattern, but we're going to turn it over because we're going to emboss first. And we're going to do exactly the same pattern. We're just going to emboss first. So again, I put my Groovi sticker tabs over, not over the box, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to emboss, but over all the grids as well, so it won't move. There we go. So I believe the white work course will be going live in a month or so. So once it's gone live, as in we'll show it in a month or so. So that's something to look forward to. So yeah, it's not quite ready yet, but when it is, you'll all know. There we go. So we're doing exactly the same. Let me bring it in a little bit more so everybody can see. There we go. Perfect. So again, we're doing exactly the same thing, but we're just doing the same pattern. But we're just embossing now. There we go. And once you get to grips with it, it starts to, you'll be surprised how quickly it does. But it's good to do this as well, because it trains your brain into creating the grid work. So when you come to do the exact piece, you'll make less mistakes, because it's kind of repetitive. So when you're doing something over and over again, your brain remembers it more. So when you're doing this, it kind of just, it becomes just an everyday thing in your brain, and then you just place it over to parchment and you'll be surprised. Okay, so and you'll be surprised how quickly it appears as well. Okay. Yeah, it's yeah, I haven't heard any seagulls today. They've probably bunkered down in the rain. They're obviously not too impressed. But yeah, the garden needed it. And there we go. There we go. Yeah, here it is. It is appearing before your very eyes. But yeah, you'd be surprised how many patterns you can create out of some of the designs that Linda's created in that book. There you go. There's getting there. Can't believe we are in the middle of April already. I don't know where that time went. I've got so much to look forward to this year. So many exciting things. We've got our open days soon, end of May. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be there. It'd be lovely to see everybody. I'm really looking forward to it. It's so lovely to see everybody that's coming to the open days. They are always such a fun day, you know, getting, you know, having chats with everybody and talking. Everybody's talking about, you know, like-minded things, and everybody's getting excited about, you know, all the different demonstrations, and you get to see all of the design team's artwork on the above all of the sale items and everything. You get to see some really lovely inspiration. That's the bit that I love. I love looking at all of the design team's inspiration artwork on the art boards, because there are some really wonderful designs. The imagination is amazing. So yeah, not long to wait now. If you haven't got your open day ticket, I really do recommend them, you know. And then on the Sunday, I think it's the 1st of June, is it? On the Sunday, there's Barbara does a workshop, an arty inky workshop, and Linda does a workshop as well. So that's also another thing to think about if you wanted to do a workshop face to face, and those are worth it too. Really are. So there we go. I find that was a little bit quicker than the first one, maybe because it's in the brain. So now I'm using the Groovi tool, the number 1 and 2, for the embossing. I was looking for it, it's in my hand. I was like, where have I put it? I wanted to show you, but it's in my hand. Yes, workshops are the 1st of June, so that's something to look forward to. There we go. So yeah, I was using the number 2 actually on my doing embossing dots. If you have a fine grid, then I suggest you using the 1mm or the 0.8 for the fine grid, but the 1.2, the number 2 end, is perfect for your bold grids. So there we are. So that is that part. So again, exactly the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in I'm going to keep the grid where it is. And I'm on the front now. So I'm going to do exactly the same like we did with this one, but I'm going to perforate the middle 4. So my Groovi tabs got stuck together. Cheeky little monkeys. There we go. So exactly the same. Let me bring in my Groovi guard again. Always handy. We're just going to create the 4 little box in the middle. Just there. So like we did with the other grid. It's a bit back to front because we're perforating 4 holes in the middle now. And I just thought I'd mix it up and do 2 slightly different grids, but using the same beginning design. There we go. Maybe you might see better on camera 3 actually, me doing this. Because all you'll see when the overhead is just this tool in the way. Nobody wants to see a tool in the way. You want to see the actual artwork. There we go. So just working my way across. Just with the 4 perforating holes. It's a really pretty design, and any grid that you see in this book, you know, you can try perforating the design and then embossing the design, and then you have two different looks on the same design. So yeah, there's lots of things that you can play with these. It's all you need is time. I have my table all set out, so if it's nice and sunny over Easter, I might try and do some parchment outside, and we'll see how we go. It's under a little arbour, so you know it's a bit protected, but what happens soon is the wisteria comes. Oh, hold on, I've left one. Rude. There we go. Okay, so now we don't need that bit anymore, I don't think. So now we have, oh, hold on. So we have this one. This is the one we did first. So they look quite different at the moment, don't they? You wouldn't see it when you see the card. So that's embossing first, and then that's perforating first. So they look slightly different, but the same. Does that make sense? So what I thought I'd do next, oh, hold on a minute. Nobody wants a rolling tool anymore because they've got their tool caddy. Stay there. There you go. I was just about to put it on the desk, so it was going to it was going to roll off the table. And I thought, why are you doing that? Because you've got your tool caddy. Silly girl. Right, so now I'm coming in with the embossing tool, and I'm just going to, exactly like we did with this bit over here, let me show you one that you can actually see. I'm just going to emboss a little bit in the square. There we go. So just doing exactly the same. I do enjoy doing grid work, I must admit. I've got so many different grid designs in my head now. I wish there was a button that you could press that puts all your ideas that are in your head and puts them immediately onto paper or parchment. But then the fun isn't there. And that's the whole point, isn't it? To enjoy the process of the parchment and to see it all come to life in front of your eyes. But yeah, it's just the amount of time that all these ideas in my head, not enough time. That's one thing that clarity can't sell, is time. Or a clean, tidy desk. Yeah, that's something that unfortunately we are unable to sell. However, in a way, I suppose we do sell time, because if you sell ready-made grid designs, that saves you a lot of time in creating the grid, doesn't it? So in a way, I suppose you do. There we go. Yes, this one. I got a bit confused which one I was showing you then. There we go. So I've just embossed in the little square again. There we go. So exactly the same as that, but so that's the embossing part done. So yeah, they look quite nice together, don't they? I thought a little bit different. They are very, very useful. And then what I would do is then I can cut them out and then put them in my little, stick them onto a bit of card and put them in my little PTC folder. And hopefully you could create so many different ones. I mean, the book's full of different designs. I mean, from this, for example, you could then do a cross stitch design in here and put your lines and join all the lines up. That would look nice as well. So let me show you what I mean. Where are we? Perforating first, embossing first. Here we are. I don't know how it's going to look, but let's just try it. It doesn't matter because it's a template. So say, for example, we do our cross stitch again with the, oh, hold on, I can't see. Sorry. Not quite sure, actually, Lynn, when the folders are coming back in stock. We have, as soon as they do come back in stock with the people, we're nabbing them. So as soon as they get them in stock, we're getting them in stock. We're nabbing their stock. Paul would probably know that, but I'll ask him. There we go. So the answer to that is I'm not sure, but I will find out. There we go. So I've done the cross stitch design on these two lines. And then what you could do, I don't know how it's going to look, but let's just give it a go. You can emboss just gently. And join up all of the dots. I'll just do it in two lines so you can see what it looks like. There we go. So just bring it down. we go. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. That looks quite nice. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, me too, Lynn. I'm waiting patiently. I want a purple one. I don't mind what colour, actually. I just want a folder. There we go. So, yes, so we've done that little bit at the bottom, which looks quite nice. Oh, I've missed one. Where has it gone now? It's somewhere. Where's it gone? How is it you can find it on the front but never find it on the back? Where are you, little munchkin? Never mind. I've lost you now. Anyway, so that's the, oh, there it is. Right, there you are. Right, stay. Fingers on it. Where's it? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yes, so that is a different part. That looks very nice on its own. So yeah, so those two are what we could try. So that's slightly different down here to those ones up there. So that looks quite nice with a little cross stitch. And then that is the same, but we've embossed first. And then we've added in our little perforating design there. And then we've, over here, we've just tried something different and then joined up all of the dots. So that looks quite nice as well. There's so many different little bits you can do. So what I would do next after that would be I would transfer this grid design into these. So what I have done is I've created the perforating first is done on this one and this one, and then the embossing first is on these two. So perforating first on these two and embossing first on these two. I've done them opposite, so it doesn't matter which one you do it as long as they're opposite. So yeah, so I might do that for homework actually. I don't know if I'm going to get enough time to do somewhere, but I'll do a little bit now. That's why we're all having a chat in the chat. So yeah, so after a while it just becomes second nature. So, and then what you could do is when you have created, if you made that a little bit larger and it fitted over this bit, then all you'd need to do is you can do it with the perforating, is you'd cut this out, put it over this, and then you just emboss through where all your perforating is. So yeah, so the mini grid's fine because it fits over this little surface area. Where are we going? I'm down. There we go. So yes, it would just focus over this little bit here. So then I would perforate on this side and then emboss up here, perforate here first and emboss here. So that's what I would do. I don't think I've got enough time actually, but I'm going to show you the book again because this book is really useful. So I've used this pattern here, and then so if you have this book at home and you wanted to follow along with this project, it is literally just pattern 3 and following from 3A down to 4 and 4A, and then doing exactly the same but embossing first, and then follow. You would, instead of doing your 4 dots here, you would do your 4 perforating holes. So, and then obviously we're following to more slightly different, and I do really think that all of these designs are really beautiful. If you just wanted to create just little squares and follow what Linda has done, because I know a lot of our design team, I noticed recently, a lot of the design team have been sneaking in some of these really beautiful designs that I look at and I go, oh yeah, that's from Linda's book. That's brilliant. Well done. Because there's so many. I mean, the book is very, very useful, I must admit. it just shows you the basics first. So you've just, in this one, you've got just 4 dots. And then you create your nice little round circles, which then you can picot cut, and then look how beautiful it looks. But then Linda goes on to showing you if you don't want to picot cut, then you can just use some embossing details. So yeah, I need to do some of this as well. That's a really lovely design. I like that. Really beautiful. And Linda shows you all of it, so you know, you see where you need to cut and where you need to emboss. So it's all really laid out, and it's really informative. Really good. So you got, there's quite a few pages as well. And you go into diagonal grid patterns. I love this little flower design. I've put this little flower design occasionally in some of my work. I really find it's really beautiful. And I do love the flower tool as well, which does exactly the same. It's just in a tool. Some nice little stars, perfect for Christmas. That would look really nice around a border Christmas. But that's right, Jane. Yeah, sneaky, popping in a little bit of grid work. Yeah, so and then that's a bit like the lozenge tool as well. So it's a really lovely diagonal design. That looks really beautiful around a little border as well, just very delicate. And so yeah, and then at the back it tells Linda tells you the importance of, like we were saying earlier, creating that template that you would be able to create and then put over your work, and then it's done for you. You don't need to think. If you make a mistake, just put a little red circle around the mistake, so then you know when you go to perforate through your template, you know not to put the tool in that hole because it's got a little red circle around it. So yeah, that's a really handy book to have, I think, anyway. So yeah, so I hope everybody's enjoyed that little bit of grid work. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to create the main grid design. I think I'll do that for homework. Now you have the templates, you know exactly what you need to do for homework. I'll be doing it as well. I'll be doing some homework too. No, I know. I can't get it used to being called a lozenge either. There we go. So yeah, so we're going to create that. So this afternoon we are focusing on 2 tools. We have the tool focus book, the handbook. I don't have it on me, but it's a really informative one. It's got 6 patterns of the 6 different tools that we're focusing on in the next 3 weeks. So last week we focused on the what did we focus on? Well, this week we're focusing on the wing and the drop, and it would have to be the last 2 tools that I pick up. Oh yes, we focused on the wave last week in the Tuesday 2 p.m. And the semi-star. That's a really lovely one. You can create some lovely patterns, and there's such lovely patterns in that little leaflet as well. The leaflet's really good to have. If you've got all the tools already, the leaflet is really good. If you can photocopy that and create that pattern, there's so many different ways that you'll be able to create all these different embossing patterns, a bit like all the grid work, but it's just with all the tools as well. So this afternoon with Paul, we are focusing on the wing and the drop. So those are the 2 tools that we're focusing on. And I'm going to keep this here because it's really handy. I like my tool caddy. It's good. I might have one here, and I might have buy one a bit later on for home, so I can work on my project. So it's got room for my blending tools, room for my tools that I'm just working on now. So like Barbara was saying yesterday, it's just a little project caddy. But it'd be a good idea if you've got a desk up against the wall, you could have a couple of these and put them all on the back of the wall. That would look really nice. Yeah, but my Groovi tool goes in there a little bit. My 1 needle tool and my blending pens, all for later on. So that'll be really handy for later on then. So I hope everybody's enjoyed themselves. That's Groovi Tuesday come to a close now. I've really enjoyed doing my little bit of grid work. It's amazing how quickly an hour goes when you're having fun. So I'll see you at 2 p.m. with Paul. And we look forward to seeing you later on. Hope everybody had a good morning and enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.